Sir, anong participation ng Armed Forces of the Philippines? Bakit sila nandun? At bakit sa kanya nag-surrender si Pastor Kibuloy?
Well, ganyan naman talaga. Madalas naman mangyari yan na may augmentation sa AFP. But let's be very clear. This was a police-led operation. It was a police operation. Kung ano man ang involvement ng AFP dyan ay, as I said, augmentation. As you can imagine, all through these past months, all the intelligence services were involved, both in the police, both in the AFP, even our civilian intelligence services. Kasama lahat yan para malaman natin ano yung dapat natin gawin and what are the movements that can be attributed to Apollo Kibuloy, Mr. Kibuloy. Yan ang kaya naman may augmentation. Kung maalala ninyo, nung una silang pumasok, after 24 hours, 36 hours, hapong-hapo na yung mga pulis. So ang ginawa namin, para marelieve naman sila ng konti, ay nagpadala kami ng sundalo na AFP. That was what, about 2.5 weeks ago. Nagpadala tayo ng AFP para mag-augment, makapagpahinga naman yung mga pulis natin. But eventually, when that was okay, nung pwede na naman yung pulis natin, winidraw na naman natin yung AFP at ang pulis na naman ang frontline. So that's a standard procedure dito sa Pilipinas. Madalas naman talaga natin ginagawa yan. Well, I think what you all want to know, let me take you through the timeline of what happened. Over the last 2-3 weeks, we have been getting messages and feelers. Alam niyo naman to, yung sinasabi magsusurrender si Mr. Kibuloy, basta meron sa mga condition na ano-ano na sinasabi na kailangan may promise na hindi siya papadala sa Amerika, na hindi ano yung at kung ano-ano pa. At alam naman ninyo, hindi naman natuloy yun dahil hindi naman maaari na yung fugitive ang nagsasabi ko ano yung mga kondisyon na sa pag-aresto sa kanya. Kaya walang nangyari doon. Patuloy, ngunit patuloy. Meron tayong mga feelers na nakukuha. At we were very clear to his people, his lawyers specifically, na hindi maaari na may conditions na mayroon siyang ilalagay. At lagi namin sinasabi, basta patuloy lang ang aming gagawin. You have to decide what you want to do, but we cannot. We are ordered by the court to enforce this order, and that's what we are going to do. And the putting of conditions is not an option for somebody who is actually a fugitive. So this went on back and forth for the last 2-3 weeks. On yesterday, about between 8 and 9 in the morning, we got another message from our contacts na sinasabi handa na raw siya mag-surrender. Sinabi very good. Wala ng conditions. Wala na yung mga conditions na dating ilinalagay. So sabi namin, fine. Pero sabi niya, sana may presence ng AFP dahil wala daw siyang tiwala sa police. So, fine. Yun ang ginawa namin. So, that was around, na-decide na namin. Sabi ko, by 9 o'clock, I cannot remember the precise time, but by 9 o'clock yesterday, in the morning, I was able to say, sige, tuloy nyo na. Agree to that scenario. So, and that was it. So, tuloy-tuloy ng pag-usap. How do we do it? Where do this? Where? At 3:40 in the afternoon of yesterday, lumipad na yung C-130 papuntang Davao para susunduin na siya. And that is exactly what happened. Pagbaba ng C-130 sa Davao Airport, pinuntahan na nila ang compound at natuloy na yung kanyang pag-exchange. Dinala siya, sinakay siya sa C-130 para dalhin dito sa Maynila dahil kailangan ang unang naging kaso niya ay Pasig. So, doon muna siya haharap. And that's essentially the timeline of what happened yesterday.